What's only gonna make you grow from being a better artist is if you get over that song and you finish it and you look back and whether you hear the criticism or you criticize yourself, that's when you grow and that's when the next song becomes better. You know?
When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push, 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 push.
Skrillex really doesn't need an introduction, and you didn't click on this video to discover a new indie artist. But for us to understand how and why Skrillex got so successful, we have to take a little walk down memory lane. It's 2004, 6 years after Post Malone was born. Sonny John Moore wanted more out of life and joined a band as a lead singer called From First to Last, which didn't last longer than 4 years, as he left in 2007. So he started making music independently, which never saw the light of day. My man Sonny changed his name to Skrillex. In doing so, he basically started from scratch. He had no more backing from the major label, which at the time was Atlantic, and he had to learn how to self-promote. Which brings me to my first point here. Skrillex has always been very adamant in making changes if you need to.
This might sound really general, but like if it's not working in one place, go to the other place and make it work in another place. And it might take longer and it might, you know what I mean?
This is why his hardcore fans always know that Skrillex doesn't just mean one thing. It's not just one genre, and it's not just one very specific person. Skrillex tries different things, different genres, different audiences to see what's fitting him best at one specific time. When he made his biggest EPs and albums, he just was writing music about how he was feeling at the time. Moreover, I strongly believe that this change in the name to Skrillex was obviously a move where Skrillex or Sonny just didn't feel right continuing with his previous name, with his previous alias, and needed to start something new that better fit his new hard electronic brand. Hitting the ground as Skrillex, running at a sprint pace, Skrillex drops "My Name is Skrillex." The key thing that made My Name is Skrillex so successful was that it was a free download, and that he went hard onto pushing it as a free download using social media when no one else was really even aware of how to use social media in the music industry. My Name is Skrillex had 0 radio push, 0 publishings, and just social media blogs. Nowadays, obviously, we understand the power of Instagram, Facebook, TikTok even now, but back then, that wasn't big. So the simple matter of the fact that Skrillex was there ahead of the curve, I think it's a good indicator that it is important to see what he's up to nowadays and learn from it. Look at all these other creators that jumped on social media very early on and see what it did to them. Look at the new things that are happening now and what you can do with them. You know, how can you leverage new platforms, new ideas, new places to your advantage? You could see now how it's important to see the steps that he's made to get to the point where he's at now and what we can learn from that. And thank you if you're still watching this video at this point, because I believe these next couple of points were very important to his success. Skrillex has always been a strong believer of going all in. In his scenario, that means literally spending all the money he has in his bank account onto his performances, and now onto his label, onto his repertoire.
I remember at one point I had $1 million in my account, and that was it. And we were doing this tour, and all the shows were selling out. It was my first nationwide tour, and I spent all that money on production. It's like, okay, cool. I just want to make these shows really, really special, and I want to make a show that everyone remembers. So I spent all my money on that. Didn't have anything past that point. Didn't really know what I was going to be doing. It's times like that where you really truly believe in something and you make that giant leap. And those are always really surreal and important times in your life, kind of like opening a new chapter, like you're moving to a different city, or you're going 100% on a new idea. Those are always important, I think, as artists and creative people to take those.
Now, obviously, sometimes it can be hard to go all in, especially when you don't have the funds, the time, or the energy, which is the 3 currencies of life, really. Well, that's when you rely on others. And there's no such bad thing as believing and relying on others. The people that are closest to you, if they also support your dream, work with them. When I learned that about Skrillex, I felt very reassured, because my main business partners are also my close friends. And To some extent, some people might have that perspective of they're your friends, you know, don't be naive, don't go into business with your friends. But when your friends and yourself are aligned in the same goals, you guys are unstoppable. There's no such thing of if I do you a favor, you do me a favor. It's just unconditional because you're both working on the dream together. This is why it was with my best friend that I started my record label. And this is why I care about the personal lives of my artists, and together we go so much further than if we were to just do things separately and competitively. The music industry by itself is tough enough and competitive enough. For you not to build communities and work together with your communities, you're missing out on so much potential. Having said that, I will link my Discord community in the description of this video. We got over 300 producers in there, graphic designers, awesome creative people, and we're all working together in there, sharing samples, sharing feedback. So yeah, join up. Now what I saved for the end of the video here is what I believe the most strongly in, and Skrillex himself has said this many times. Your music is not meant for everyone. If there's people that strongly dislike your music, that means there's people that strongly like your music. And you should not be listening to the feedback from the people who strongly dislike it. If you know that there's other people out there, including yourself, that love this music, because they're just not your audience. Think about this. If people in their 60s and 70s don't understand Skrillex, do you think Skrillex should change his music? Hell, even people in their 40s and up, if they don't understand Skrillex, do you think Skrillex should change himself? No, because that would completely dilute who Skrillex is, and that would completely designificatize Skrillex's rise. I think the simple fact of the matter that you're able to recognize who this DJ is, who this is, just by this mop, you know who I'm talking about? Skrillex knows the power of being yourself. I don't know, that sounds corny, but that's why I wanted to keep this for the end of the video, because this is the stuff that I like to talk about, the corny stuff. Being yourself and finding your audience and just doing it for you and your audience and not other people, that's what it's all about. Because your audience will take you further, your fans will take you further than you ever thought you could go. That's you. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of other things I could probably talk about how Skrillex actually became successful, but I think these are the main things. Once again, there's many people that wish Skrillex never got to the point he got to. There's many people that believe he ruined dubstep. It is what it is. I have many videos on this channel talking about how to find success in the music industry, how to keep yourself going as a music producer. I'll link one here coming up in the end of the video that I think you should watch about how you can succeed, but really starting from here, what kind of mindset you need in order to proceed in the music industry. All right, once again, we're here to help you out. Join the Discord community, share your music. At the very least, we're going to be listening to it, giving you some feedback. At the very best, we're going to be promoting it for you. Anyways, join up, see what's up, and let's chat. Thank you for watching. Peace.